So till last week we have discussed everything about uh, fundamental data types and derived data types. What we have seen, we have two types of data types. One is fundamental data types, that is int, float, complex, boolean, and then what else? String. Okay. So all the fundamental data types are what? Mutable or immutable? Yes. All fundamental data types are mutable or immutable? All fundamental data types are mutable or immutable? When you try to change the value of an object, what happens?
We can
Where is
change
it
like
allowed?
mutable.
Is it? It will change. A is
I
equal
mean,
to 10. Okay. 10 value I'd like to change. Will I have the same reference or different reference? All fundamental data types are immutable. Okay. And next, where we went? We went to the derived data types. Okay. What are derived data types? Derived data types are which are used for, okay, kind of collections kind of thing. Means like multiple variables you would like to assign in a single, okay, reference. So you can go for derived data types. What are different types? Bytes we have seen. Okay. Bytes, what is the thing? Where we can 0 to 255 you can assign. Correct, right? Okay. And you can actually have only numbers in it, but you cannot assign any other values other than numbers from this range. If you try to assign anything beyond that, it will throw error. Okay. And uh, the data, whatever we have, um, it is something like uh, something like it is fixed. Once if you create them, you cannot modify them. Sometimes it requires for you to, like whatever there in that particular thing, you would like to change. So any one specific value you would like to change, even though all the values are within that range, like 2 comma 255 comma 90 comma 30 something. This 90 would like to change something, then you'll go for byte array. Correct, right? So that is one more data type. So byte and byte both have the same characteristic. Byte array, you can modify the values. That is the important thing that you have to remember. Okay. Then we went to list. Okay. List is one more derived data type. Okay. List is having characteristic. What is the first characteristic? Guys, anytime just remember the characteristic. No need to explain what do you say, something about a specific data type. As I said, the characteristics are
order.
okay. Order is preserved or not. Okay, order is preserved or not. Okay, so this is order is preserved or not.
Preserved.
Perfect. Because how you can say order? Why how it can preserve? Because of whenever you say order, you have to remember indexing is possible or not. Correct, right? Just remember that. Indexing is possible or not. You remember that. Then you can say, okay, order is preserved. Okay. And okay. When you say, then what else? Duplications are allowed or not?
Allowed.
Okay. Heterogeneous or not?
Yes, heterogeneous.
Okay. Uh, uh, list is growable or not? List is, you can add and remove elements and modify elements in list or not?
Yeah, we can.
That is what growable means. You can. Okay. So that is the characteristics of the list. That's it. Simple. Very. You have all these four. If you say them, then that is enough. You have learned about the list, whatever all characteristics, so you can later work on them. Okay. Then next, what we have tuple. Okay. Order is preserved or not?
Yes, preserved.
Yes. Duplications is allowed or not?
Yes.
Perfect. Heterogeneous?
Yes.
Yes. Heterogeneous means different types of data, like string or like I have string data type or I can have int data type in them. Okay, in the tuple. Okay. Hmm? This is tuple representation. Okay. So then is it global or not?
No, it's not mutable.
Why? Because it is because it is mute immute because it is
Immutable.
immutable. Whereas list is you are able to modify the content. So it is mutable. Okay, list is mutable, tuple is immutable. Okay, then what we have? Set. Okay, set is okay. Now set is what? Order is preserved or not in set?
No.
No, because it is okay. Doesn't follow any indexing. Correct, right? Hmm. Duplications is allowed or not?
No.
No, you have to say key duplication of keys is not allowed. Sorry. Okay, duplication itself not allowed. Sorry, I'm talking about the dictionary. Okay, sorry. Okay, heterogeneous is allowed or not?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Okay, this can be growable or not. You can modify it or not.
Yes, we can modify.
Yes. Okay, only the thing is order is not preserved. Means indexing is not there in sets. Okay, then Trojan set. Uh, order is preserved or not?
Not preserved.
Okay. Duplications are allowed or not?
No, not allowed.
Yes, not allowed. Heterogeneous or not?
Yes, heterogeneous.
Okay. List is global or not? I mean, sorry,
Mm,
list means this frozen set is
Frozen set.
yeah, global
No.
or not?
No, it is immutable.
Yes. Yeah. But in previous thing, okay, f only sets you can add, correct, right? New variables, correct, right? Okay. In frozen sets, you cannot add anything because they are fixing it to like not to allow anything. Okay. If you're frozen. Frozen means it will just like that. It doesn't do anything. It'll stick wherever it is. That's it. Frozen means that's what, right? Difference between like bytes and byte array. What is the difference? In byte array, you can add elements, correct, right? Same way in frozen sets and frozen sets, you can actually add values. Okay. Frozen sets, you cannot add values. Little reverse, but it will be something like that. All characteristics are same, where you cannot add any variables to the set now. Okay. Okay. Now we have done with frozen sets also. Next dictionaries. Uh, order is preserved or not?
No, not preserved.
Perfect. Okay. Duplications is allowed or not?
No.
Yeah. Keys duplication of keys are
Yeah.
not allowed. Correct, right? Okay.
Yes.
Then heterogeneous,
Yes.
all different kinds of the keys or values are kind of any type of what do you say data type. Okay. It doesn't mean for it. Okay. Okay. Then is it global or not dictionary?
Yes, global.
Yes, it can be. Like you can add new key and value anytime if you want, you can actually do that. Guys, within like since you people are properly followed up everything, so that is the reason you are able to understand all the characteristics. So you have just, I mean, reviewed it within like 10 minutes, all the data types. Okay. And one more thing we forgot, that is range. Okay. Range is what type of data you will find in range? Only integers, correct, right? And you won't find any
Yes.
float or string or anything in them because it is range from 0 to some number, which it will have start, end, or step value. Okay. If required. If you give, it will give you list of numbers for you. Okay. What based on the input what you have given. If you say range of 10, that means like 0 to 9 values it will give. Okay, because this is end value. End minus 1, what it is? 9. So 0 to 9 it will give. If you give range of um, 1 comma 10. If you give, oh, starting is 1, end is what? 10 you are telling. So end minus 1 is 9. So 1 to 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 it will give. Okay. So that is the range. Now we'll discuss about it. We have already discussed just order is preserved or not.
Yes, preserved.
Obviously, duplications are allowed or not?
No, not allowed.
No. Heterogeneous? No chance. All are
No,
integers. Okay. Um, is it growable or not? No.
no.
It is fixed. Some values you have told this much only it should be there. Okay. So that is called as range. Okay. Yes, now we have finished all the data types now. Okay. And we have reviewed them as well. Okay. Now there is one data type none is there, which is as of now it is not required for you. Let's go ahead with our as usual the training related content. Uh, Now today we are going to discuss about okay something called as escape character. Okay, it is very important. Why we have to learn all these things means say if I have something like some string, okay, say Raghav, okay, uh, my name, okay. So or else my name is Raghav. Okay, so this are any string. Okay, for getting multiple lines, what option we have? Getting this in multiple lines, what we have to do? I have told you one
Uh,
small thing.
Three quotes.
Yes, three quotes we will do. Correct, right? Okay. And you will say first line you will put my name, second line put Raghav. Correct, right? Okay, this is how you do. Correct, right? First line you will have my name, triple quote, and Raghav, triple quote, you will end. Okay. Jupiter. Okay. Launch. Okay. So to avoid such things, what we have is slash n, slash n. So what you can do is using slash n, if you put like this, okay, only double quote or single quote or anything, double quote only, sorry. Okay. And if you put my name is, okay, forward slash n, okay, sorry, backward slash n, this is called as escape character. Guys, just Robin and Tej, um, in like next wherever we are going for regular expressions in our, yeah, we are going to learn about them here also, in Python also after some time. Just these are very important things for our regular expressions in our cyber security, where you'll be like Splunk logs when we collect, right? So extracting some portion, like you in the log, you want to extract a specific portion of the text. Okay, you have to use regular expression. When you are using regular expressions, escape characters plays an important role. Means what I should consider, what I shouldn't consider in the part of the string. Okay, just remember them. Okay. So now, my name is Raghav. Okay. So I'll just put forward slash n. Okay. Let me just, my name is forward slash, backward slash n. Okay. Raghav. And I'll put quote. That's it. What happens here is, as soon as when I put, I'll get my name Raghav. This is how I'll get it. Okay. Let me just start with our, yeah, where it is, Jupyter notebook. Got it. New Python. Yeah. So you're able to see my screen, right? Huh?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's start the practicals. Okay. So just I give the escape characters. S is equal to, okay, Hello, Raghav. Okay, Raghav. Okay. But I want in a new line. If I give something like this, hello, Raghav. Yeah. Okay. What I'll get an error. See, I cannot. So for that only we have three lines, three quotes. Okay. Yeah. You see clearly, I have to go here and I have to delete this and I have to go here and I have to delete this. Okay. Now I don't have any issues. Okay. It takes without any issue. Okay. Print yes. Okay. Now it takes without any issue new line. But it is like creates a chaotic situation sometimes for us to like write it three codes. If you have seen how much time it took for me, correct, right? It's a is it an efficient way of writing something? No, I don't think so. But sometimes comments and all when you are writing, it is okay. I don't. But when you are assigning some variables and all, that time it is not useful. Okay. So for that, what we have is, if you see it, I can just give slash forward for backward slash n, and if I try to run this, okay, see this. What I got? Okay, I got hello. Then next line I got Rago. Since I have given space, okay, here, okay, I'll get one empty space here. Okay, one empty space here. See if I see. You are seeing space, right? HELL next one space is there. Okay, and the space whatever I've given before to Raghav, one space I've got. Okay, but if you clearly observe this, okay, I didn't get any space. Okay, now no space. Okay, I'll tell what is happening inside. Okay, these characters, as soon as if it encounters backward slash, means it will come to know that I have to do some operation on this particular line. I have to do from the point I have seen this particular escape backward slash. Okay, I have to do some operation. If you enter without any reasons anywhere backslash, okay, try to accept what do you say? Try to expect some operation. Okay, let me show it. Print of is okay. It will just give you nothing. Okay, it doesn't give you nothing. But first it will understand, oh, I have to do something. Okay, and it will check any letter is there next to it. Any slash backward slash is there. Is there any letter, specific letter? Okay, I'll give you. See here, here I have given slash n, correct, right? Same way what I'll do it backward slash r I'll give. Okay, backward slash r I will give. Okay, and I'll click run. Okay, there is something operation happened. I didn't give anything. I just give backslash and I kept same thing. I removed just okay. Guys, give me 2 minutes. Okay. Some Grofers guy has come. I'll just be back in 2 minutes. Okay. I'll bring those groceries. Yeah. Give 2 minutes. Right, right, guys, by that time, I'll just try to practice if in case. anything, whatever. Just you feel something, just try to practice. Yeah, just go through this. Just you go through this. Okay, anything. I'll be back. soon as, am I audible, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So as soon as when you get the escape character, okay, first it will check what is the next character. Okay. This R, whatever I have, carries return, means like from here onwards I need to print or something like that. Okay. What is all those things we'll see it in some time, but remember that. I would like, yeah, I would like whoever is controlling my system, I would request, yeah, yeah, please turn off the video and someone took control of sharing. Okay, I should actually block. Okay, uh, yes, now no one else is. You are able to view screen?
Yes.
Yes, still the
Yeah.
same. Okay, fine. Then what happens is, whenever it sees backspace, and immediately
Uh,
next to it, if it has any specific
Raghav,
character,
we are
yeah,
not able to see your screen. It says no
yeah,
one else sharing video.
correct. That's what someone has actually, when they logged in,
Yes.
they have to control of it. Now the thing here is, I have to reshare it. Okay, now,
Yes. Yes. We can.
okay, here, okay. So now what is happening here is, if I don't have anything, means immediately next to it, next adjacent backslash, next adjacent, any letter is there. If any letter is there, then it will do, it try to see, does it belongs to any escape characters, like slash n means new line, slash t means some tab space. Okay. Slash r means carriage return, slash b means backspace. Okay. And there are some other also, like slash double quote means from here you put the double quote. Okay. So something. Okay. Say for example, it can be some letter, something signifies. Okay. But if nothing is there, okay, then it will just print it as usual. But if you have putting something like this, slash r has got some meaning. So it does that operation. It does that operation. Means like you lost some characters left to it, right? So that is the carriage return behavior. Okay. So what you have to remember here is, sometimes you require to put backslash sometimes. Okay. And it is required for you, like, to be part of your string, whatever you are giving. Okay. So that time what you have to do is, you have to put one more backslash. Okay. Let us see what it happens. So when you say that, now you have got, okay, you want to include, even though R is there, even though R is there, okay, backslash is there. Previous to that, I have told that was, this is the real backslash, whatever you have to include it. So first it will come to know, oh, something I have to do. Okay, what I have to do, I have to put backslash. So it has put the backslash, and remaining thing content as is without any change. Okay, so first point, first rule, what you have to remember, okay, backslash, okay, is used as an escape character. Escape means you want to escape few things in the, or perform few things in the existing string. Okay, the string whatever you have is hello Raghav here. Okay, now if you don't, if you have to print it in multiple lines of code, what you are using, you're using triple quote. To avoid triple quote, okay, what you can do, backslash n, if you put, okay, whatever the content you have given over there, okay, after forward slash n will come as a new line. Say if I have, there is some more thing, backslash t, okay, Okay, now hello Raghav, \t, how are you? Okay, now this is the thing. Okay, if you see, if I run it, see the tab space has provided. First, what it has done, it has printed hello. Then it has come to know that I have to go to the new line. Okay, I went to the new line while printing and it came Raghav. Then after that, it encountered one more thing that is called as /t, means like tab space you give now. Okay, tab space it has given. And then printed the remaining part of the text. Guys, anywhere, any doubt here? Is it clear or not? First of all, you give me that. Till here, is it clear? Or
Yeah, clear.
anyone needs any explanation? Robin? Robin, you're there? Tej?
Clear, Arun.
Clear, huh? But Robin is not there? Okay, let us see. Okay, so now, uh, what happened over here is like this, but there is one more option also I have. See, hello is there. Okay, I'm going to the next line, but it is going to the next line, right? Instead of that, I want to give some 3 or 4 lines of space. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll give /v also. Escape character followed with new line and immediately followed with some other escape character. You can do that also. This is okay. Special character. Okay, let me give like this. Okay. I think this is taking. It has to take vertical tab. There is like this interpreter has got some issue. I mean, like some maybe representation issue because it's all like Unicode related things. It might not be getting it, but just remember that there is something called as vertical tab, um, which we use it for /v. So just remember what are the main things we use. We use /n, uh, /t, and if you have like say for example, I am giving s is equal to, this is what I have, hello Raghav. I have, okay. Hello Raghav. This is uh, this is yours. Is this yours or something like that? Yours apostrophe s is there, something like that. Okay, and I've closed it. Now, if you see, I want this s to be printed, but will it be possible? It is not possible. Okay, what I'll do, I'll put escape. Okay, then I'll try now. See, yeah, I'm able to do that. I am able to print that. Earlier, it was not getting printed because of the reason that, okay, escape character was not there for this character to print. It consider, okay, this is the end of the string and there is one more new letter started and there is nothing information that what I have to do with that. So it got confused and told that the string format, some error it has given. And then I have explicitly said, was this is included in my string. This apostrophe s is included in my string. Please consider with this particular backward slash. Okay. So then it printed successfully. Okay. So these are the some important things you have to remember. Same way you have double quote also. In case if you want to include double quote here itself. Okay. If you don't have it, it will throw you. Yeah, you don't have this particular double quote doesn't have any issue, but single quote when it starts, okay, and it will end. But if you have like double quote here and double quote here, so the double quote is started here, it will be thinking that it is ended over here. But I want double quote to be printed. But when I try to run it, it will give you me the invalid syntax. But if I give backward slash here, see this, it is considered now. Okay, just remember, like for any escape character, we use it for ignoring the special characters or making a room for new line, okay, or tab space, okay, something like that. Okay, so if in case I have like, okay, here, uh, what I'll do is, okay, I cannot give it here. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, okay, 1 2 3 4, okay. Now what I've done is I have put backward slash b here, okay, backward slash b, okay. This is what do you say, uh, backward slash is something like when you have any what do you say, uh, any space is there, it will remove extra space and all. Okay, okay, let me put it like this, that is the best. uh, okay, so wherever you have multiple lines of code, it will get escaped. Just a minute, guys. Yes, where we are. Okay. And so total, how many we have seen now? Just remember the main things I will give here. S is equal to like slash V and all, it is not required. Slash T slash N slash uh, escape. Okay. I mean like a single quote, or you can have double quote, or you can have escaping this as well. So these are the important things you have to remember. Okay. With that, just apart from that, nothing is required. Mostly you'll be using slash n. Okay. Backward slash, like escaping, double forward slash, or double backward slashes. This thing you'll be using most of the time to escape. Okay. So that is a thing. So now let's get into the operators. With this we'll wind up. It is not something very big thing or anything. Escape characters. With this we'll wind it up. Okay. If you need any examples, I just ping me. I'll give you any specific case where you are facing some issues. Just let me know. I'll help you out. Okay. So now, next we are going to arithmetic operators. Okay, we have already gone through them, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, all these things we have gone through. But what is the other part what we are going to do it now here? Okay, we are just trying to write small programs and making you more comfortable in understanding them, because earlier only like single line things we have done it. Okay, now let's start with what do you say, arithmetic operators. Okay, so now I would like to perform some arithmetic operators more programmatically. I'll take couple of variables, okay, A and B, and then I'll start. Okay, just like in other programs. So I have A is equal to 10, uh, B is equal to 20. Okay, now I would like to print, okay, A plus B. Okay, so now I have this is equal to, okay, A plus B. I'll put it inside. If I put this, okay, like this in the print, okay, whatever it is there inside print, it will give me as a result. That we know that. Correct, right? That is what print function does. Okay, but I want the result to be print next to the is equal to. So what I'll do is here I'll put the actual A plus B, where the variables will get added. Okay, yeah, let me do that. Then what happened to this? Print A is equal to B. What happened to this? A plus B. Why it is going to the next line? Let me take the same code in interpreter. Python IDE. Guys, I'm just copying it to Ideal. Ideal Python GUI. I don't know the reason why it is not getting new. Okay. Why? Run Python. Okay. Somewhere one. Okay. Save. Yes. It is coming. Why it is not coming over here? Any guys, any idea why it is not coming over here in Jupyter Notebooks? Anyone for any other programmings? If you have used, please let me know. Print, everything is the same. Why is it so? Why is it so? Huh? Why? Let me try once again. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Okay, B is equal to 20. Okay, print of C. Example, then C is equal to A plus B. Okay, from the code you got 30 as C. What I'll do is I'll take it, Control C. What I can do, A plus, I want to print A plus B is equal to something I would like to print. Whether that gets printed or not, yes, it is successfully getting printed. Now I would like to print C value. Will it get print or not? Yes, it will get printed. Okay. Now I want to remove this entire thing. Okay, and keep it over here. Will it get printed or not? What is the issue? It is coming. Why it is not coming here? What was the issue? Does anyone has observed? Print, everything is the same, right? A is equal to 10, A is equal to 10, print. I don't know what is the issue, because if you see here, some issue is there in between this and that code. I don't know. Even I am not able to make out. Okay, run it. Don't know. Something. Okay,
The
let's forget
previous
it.
one color also didn't get changed.
Yes, I don't know what is the reason. I am not aware of it. Let it be. Okay. So what you have got is A is equal to, now the this thing is some result. Okay, that is 30. Like print. Now I want the same thing, but I want A minus B. Just it's like child mathematics, but just I want to give you the heads up. Okay, uh, minus I have given. Okay, then same way I would like to provide same thing with multiplication. Okay, so multiplication. Okay, and same thing I would like to go ahead with the division. Okay, this is the division operator. Okay, this is the division operator. Okay, and same thing I would like to go ahead with all the operators. I would like to. Okay, I would like to go ahead with the okay modulo division. Okay, this is the modulo division. Okay, and I would like to get the power. Okay, A to the power of B. Okay, now see all these things, like these are the results of uh, A and B. Okay, uh, there is one thing I have not included over here. Let me include it. This is the division, right? Okay, and this is the what is this? I have told you guys last week. What is this? Floor division operator. Did I explain on that day or not?
Yes, explain.
Division is 0.5. Correct, right? Floor division means 0 it will be. Means like I'll be doing round off. I'll remove the, what do you say, other values and directly I'll make it as a new value or something like that. Okay. So that is the floor division operator. What you'll do, if you get 0.5, I'll make a round of it as 0. Okay. Which is like near to me. If it is like 6 or something, then I'll get the different thing. Okay. That is 1 or something. Okay. So uh, just remember that floor division, it will make like removes the decimal variables. Okay. So that is the thing. So these are the this is the output of the like all the operators now. Okay. Now you got everything. Okay. Now let's get into so other aspects of the operators. Okay. Already we have discussed, but I want to just give you heads up. Is it possible for you to add string and integer? Is it possible or not? Straight away, you guys tell me. Is it possible or not?
You should be able to append, but not add.
Okay. String, can you append?
You should be able to try like A10. I think so.
No, no. Append where we have used. For string, have you used append? Okay, let us see. This is string, right? A is equal to string, right? How we'll come to know about what and all functions it can provide? dir of A, correct, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, let us see. Let us see. Let us see. Do we have append over here? No, right?
No.
String is what? Mutable or immutable? Is it a fundamental data type or not?
It is.
So it is immutable, correct, right? As soon as when you try to create a new string, okay, like which is having a sentence. I'm talking about the string means like not single word. It's like a sentence or something. When you try to create, when you try to modify it, okay, it will create altogether new object itself, correct, right?
Yeah.
Correct, right? You have Raghav is there. If you try to uh, add anything or do something, it is creating like even though if you have something like Raghav alone, okay, A is equal to Raghav, B is equal to Raghav means there is no space or anything means they refer to the same object. I accept that. But if you have A is equal to Raghav and you have creating A is equal to Raghav, just the space you are keeping, it will be a different object, right? Correct, right? Okay. So referring it itself different it is happening. String as it is immutable. Okay. You cannot have like adding or deletion of the string, but you can read the substring values, like what is the portion of it, all those things as we know. Okay. So string uh, is having the index. Same thing we are using it for list or dictionaries or tuples, dictionary, no, list and tuples or byte and byte array. So where we can add for few of those data types, we can add using the append. Correct, right? Am I correct or not? Using the index value, we can append. Correct, right? You can directly append means
Yes.
a dot append of what you want to append. Okay. So like that. If you want to add means a dot add of, okay, a dot remove like that. Okay. Here in string, either you can use all these functions like capitalizing them. You want to case fold them and you want to count how many letters are there, and you want to like search for some things like when it is starting with or when it is ending with. Okay. Like if you want to find a part of the string, these things we'll come to know about them when we are writing the programs, okay, more deeper. So all these things we'll do. Okay. But remember, okay, string, when I try to add a string, okay, like yes, I have Durga, okay, and B is Raghav, okay. Okay, just see this. S is equal to Raghav, B is equal to say Ramesh, okay. Yeah, okay. Now I would like to add both of them, okay. Uh, A plus B. Yeah, let's run it. This is possible, but C is equal to 10. Okay. Alt enter. C is equal to A plus C. Okay. What it is telling? Concatenation is only possible in between integer and an integer. Okay. A string and a string. But it is not in between string and numeric. Correct, right? Guys, I have Raghav and I'm trying to add 10. It is not possible. Okay, because this is one type of data and this is another type of data, okay, which is an integer. But if you convert this thing into integer, like Raghav, how to convert it? 10 to integer, 10 to string, str of 10, correct, right? Am I correct or not? Okay, then you will get the entire thing. See, Raghav 10. It is successfully. Robin, you got
Yep,
this
yep.
point?
Yes.
Sure, right?
Yep.
Okay. For anything, you just convert it. Okay. If you want to use or add it, sometimes, many times, what happens is you'll be getting some data from the Excels or somewhere. Correct, right? So you'll be storing it in the list. Okay. And you want to know, you want to concatenate, say, for example, roll number and with a person name. You want to both together to join as one unique ID for that particular record. Okay, so you might be doing this, okay, sometimes in future. Okay, so what you will be doing, you will be taking them. If you directly use plus and if you try to add them, right? Okay, if in case if you have that in the form of integer, okay, even though like someone has modified before they use it or something like that, so that integer, if you try to concatenate with the string, then you will get some errors. Okay, concatenates only with what do you say, with the strings kind of error. Okay, just remember that. Okay, so addition you can do it in between the same type of 10 plus 10 or Raghav plus Ramesh or something like that. Okay, so now what is the other part of the things? Okay, so will it be possible between say for example complex to this string and all? No. Apart from that, everything, whatever you want to concatenate with string, you have to convert anything, whatever it is there as B into your string and then use it as an addition thing. Okay, let's forget about it that we have discussed a lot. Now, let's go ahead with our relational operators. Relational operators. Okay. So what is meant by relational operators? We will be many times we'll be using like relations. Okay. What is a relation? We'll have two two siblings at home. Okay, so whose age is greater than like child A and child B is there. Okay, whose age is greater than? You just give their uh, like first value as 10 is greater than 20. That greater than is called as a relationship. Okay, greater than or equal to is also a relation. Less than a relation, less than or equal to relation. We'll just see what and all. Like as a glance, we have to cover it. So we'll do it. Okay, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Okay, print. Okay, A greater than B. If you want, you can write a sentence also. A greater than B. Okay, is like that. Okay, and I'll put comma over here. Remember that after this thing you have to put comma. Okay, then another one more. Let me take it. Copy. You tell me what are different types of what do you say relationship operators? What you know? Greater than, less than. Then, guys, someone
Equal
answer.
to, equal to,
Very-
not
Than
equal
or
to.
equal to.
Are you sure equal to, not equal to is the relationship operator? Sure?
We believe so.
Okay, let us see. Okay, yeah. Equal to is assignment operator. Okay. Uh, okay. Then this is the relation. Okay. Now when you include greater than or equal to, right? Okay. That is relation. Only equal to is assignment operator. You are assigning something. Correct, right? Okay. Then
I mean, relation is same as comparison, right?
perfect. Comparison and relation both are same. But I'll anyhow you'll come to know about it. Okay. And just less than, equal to, where it is. Okay. Then what else, guys?
Not equal to.
Relationship operators.
Less than or equal to, not equal to, equal to,
Sure. Now
equal
those
than,
are
not
all equal
yeah.
to. Equal to operators is not the relationship operators. They are totally equal to operators. Those are all not relationship operator. Relationship operator must have greater than or less than. Okay. If 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 you want to know, okay, now let's first finish this. Okay, now you got all these four, right? No issues, right? Okay, what they does, okay, something I have done. Okay, these things no issues, right, for you guys? Okay, whether it is true or false, it will return. The result will be of any relationship operator is true or false, less than or equal to, or this thing. Okay, so first thing, okay, arithmetic operators we have covered. Second thing, relationship operators we have covered. Now we are covering equality operators. If you see equality operators, there are two operators are there. Equal to, and the other one is not equal to. Don't tell any time that equal to operator is relationship operator just because it will return you true or false. Okay, equal to operators are two separate operators are there. Okay, then it is not giving the relationship. Okay, but in turn, what it is telling, whether the two things are same or not in a different context from the programming language. Why, I'll tell you. Okay, if you say A is equal to B, okay, means double equal to B. Okay, there is a lot of difference in between single equal to, okay, double equal to, okay, and there is some other thing is all three has got is equal to, double is equal to, is there is something, okay, has got some meaning. I'll show you what is. A is equal to 10. Okay, now A is equal to, okay, here what you can give is it's something kind of like uh, two compatible things, you will be referring them. Okay, say for example 10 is equal to 20. Okay, and you have something A. Okay, A is A. I'll tell you why it is. Okay, just run them. Okay. For first thing you got, okay, where it is, print I'll put print, I'll put print. Just remember these three. Okay. Equal to is assigning some reference to an object. Okay. It just refers. 10 you are storing it, its name is A. That's it. Okay. It doesn't say anything beyond that. Okay. That we are seeing it from the day one. Okay. Now, double equal to, okay, it will compare to certain extent that what it will compare, whether the content, if I have A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20, just see this, A equal to B. Okay. Okay. Now I will run this. A equal to what I have, 10, B equal to 20. The contents in the object of A and B are same or not. Correct, right? Okay. Then it will see and say that, boss, the value of A is 10 and the value of B is 20. It is false. Okay. Now I will show one more example. Hello world. Okay. I will take the same thing. Okay. Put it here. B is equal to. I'll run it. Okay. Now you see this. A is equal to hello world. B is equal to hello world. First, what it is doing, A is hello world. B is also hello world or not. It checked and returned true. Yes, the content in this string, whatever it is there, and the content in the string B are same. Okay. Now, the content of A and B are referring to the same object in the memory or not. Is this thing, is content of A and content of B are referring to the same object or not? Okay, then it returns false, because as soon as it encounters space, it creates a new object, and this one will create a new object in the memory. That you know that, right? From day one we have learned that. Correct, right? Correct, right, guys?
Yes.
Okay. If you don't have any space, see this, what happens. If you don't have any space, what happens? See, the consecutive letters, if it in any string, then it will give true. But if as soon as it encounters, it creates a new object. Anywhere if it is there, it will create a new object. Okay. So now you see this. So the address of A is something print ID of A. Okay. Now I'll copy it. Print ID of B. Okay. Remember that. This is very important. Since the addresses are different for A and B, it is giving me the result as false. But the content of A and content of B are same. That's why it is giving me the result as true. Is double equal to checks the content are same or not. Okay. Is compares the object, both A and B are using the same object or not. Okay. Is it clear till here?
Yes.
Robin, Tej, everyone.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes,
Teja, clear, right?
please.
If you are having anyone is having anything, any issues, just let me know. Okay. And in that part, I'll just comparing the text for this one. Okay. A is not equal to, okay. A is not equal to B. That's it. A is not equal to B. I'm just comparing it with. Okay. Here A is not equal to B. I'm telling hello world is not equal to hello world. So now it will result me where yes, whether it is true or false, it will return me. It is false. Both are same. So it will be false only. Okay. If it is like one hello, I'll remove it. Okay. Then I'll show you. Okay. So it is true because here it is hello and here it is hell. Okay. So both are different. So it provided me with false result as true. Sorry. Because both are different. So it provided not equal to means yes, they are not equal to. So that's the reason they have provided me true. Now you remember. Okay. Shashank? Shashank? Okay. Give me a second. I'll just message. Okay. So by now you should be able to know that not equal to is referring the content. Okay. That whether both are not equal or not. So that's why it treated me true because one is hell is there, another one is hello is there. Okay. So this one is actually comparing the content. If I say like this and this is also like this, both objects have the same content and they refer to the same thing, it will be returning me the same this thing. Okay. Just remember that. Okay. So here with this, we are going to finish the equal to operators. Okay. Is why it is used. It is a membership operator. We'll be discussing about after some time, but just remember it. Okay. Now, next thing is, and I forget these operators. Okay. We can use it in whichever way we want. See, I'll give you an example here. Okay. Sorry. Control Z. A equal to, okay, in case if you want anything like A greater than B greater than, okay, let me give A is equal to 10, B is equal to 50, C is equal to 5, D is equal to 100. Okay. Now I would like to say sometimes A greater than B. What is the what it will return you, guys? A greater than B.
False.
10 is not greater than 50. Okay. What I have option here is I can see, okay, I can do like this also. I can use multiple these things. What happened here? A greater than B. What it is? False. If you have multiple like this, okay, something like this, okay. When you're comparing all of them, right? Okay. First you compared, say for example, A greater than B. Okay. So A is less than B. Example I'm giving. Okay. B is, okay, greater than C. I'll give. Okay. And C is, I mean like true conditions only I'm putting. C is less than D. Okay. Now it will give me the true condition. Okay. Now, am I correct or not? Okay. If entire statement, whatever you are giving, okay, if any of, like compare these two, okay, and see what is the result. Compare these two and see what is the result, and compare these two and see what is the result. If any one among them is false, means the entire statement is false. Okay. See here, as I said, A is greater than 50. A is greater than 50, I am putting it here. A is greater than 50, I am putting it here. The first statement itself false. So entire statement is false. Okay. In case, okay, what I'm going to put, now this is entire thing is true, right? What I'm going to put, 5 is, like till here, everything is true. Till here, everything is true. Now, C is actually a lesser value, right? Okay. Now, C is greater than D, I'll put. Okay. The last thing is error. Okay. The last variable comparison is I mean, like whatever the relationship is error. Okay. Still it will throw you an error. Okay. So remember, if when you are comparing with any two, just compare any two, and if you come to know that like AB, BC or CD comparison, when you do, okay, any of those relation is false, the entire statement is false. Okay. For getting the true, you should have all the conditions to be true. Then only you will get true. Is it clear for you guys?
Yes.
Okay, fine. We'll go ahead with. So this kind of things are also there. Just remember, okay. Sometimes you can, you will be able to. Sometimes it might be required for you to compare. Okay, if the person is greater than him, and if he is less than B, and if he is greater than C, his age is okay. Then you get into this particular thing. Sometimes it requires, okay, in programming. Okay, so same way as I said, you can actually do the same thing for relationship operator also. Okay, like this, C, like this, D. Anyhow, those are all not equal, so you will get the false only. Okay, I'll just print. Okay, got it right? It's so simple. So just you have to practice. Okay, that's it. So now logical operators. What are logical operators? And, or, not are called as logical operators. Okay. You can apply this logical operator for anything, any type of variables. Okay. Let's see whether how much like it is useful for us. Okay. I'll just remember this 10 and 20. Okay. This one. Okay. Now remember. Okay. For your sake, some value it is returning. Just remember till there. When you give logical operator, some value is returning. Okay. Now I am taking string. Okay. And I'm comparing with some number. You got number. Some number. Okay. Just remember something it is returning. Okay. If I take 10, okay, and string, some string, you can have anything. It return the string. Okay. Now I have some empty string. Okay. And I have something like this. I got empty string. Okay. I'm using only AND operator. Okay. Now, what is this? Why it is behaving like this? Okay. Just remember, it is evaluating the statement. When evaluating the statement, it will take two variables. Example, left side you will have A, right side you will be having B, and the evaluating statement is AND. What if it is an X? Okay, if it is an A and if it is a B, if A is evaluates to false, okay, it returns A, otherwise it returns B. Okay, example. Okay, if I have, okay, if the first argument is 0, if the first argument is 0, like A is 0, the first argument means left side argument if it is 0, okay, then the result is 0. Else it will return whatever it is there in the right side. That's why empty string I have put here. That time alone I got something. Remaining all the time I was getting whatever it is there in the right side. If you remember, only I have put, okay, if I have 0 and why it didn't come 0, right? Okay, 0 and 20. Okay, now what I should get? If I have 0 and 20, if the left side argument is 0 or empty string, anything you compare, okay, if or empty string, okay, just remember that 0 or empty string left side, anytime if you are doing some kind of logical operator, these are logical operators, what, and or not, we'll see one by one, and or not, how they behave. Like if, okay, like this you'll be doing A and B, okay, then you'll be getting in, okay, print, okay, hello, world, something you'll be going to print, okay. So what you are doing here is, if A and B is equal to, okay, some string, if you are trying, like is equal to C, okay, then when they both are equal, okay, is equal to C or something like that. If they both are equal, then you will come to know, you will start executing some end of line. I have to put all the program, but I haven't done it. But what you have to remember is, okay, if the operator, whatever you are using, left side A, whether if it is 0 or empty string, okay, when you are using AND operator, okay, when you are using AND operator, okay, right side, whatever it is there, whether it is single quote thing or it can be a single quote, and even like this also we can compare. See what it is happening. And God, print. Okay. Okay. Did I make any mistake here? Why I didn't get anything? Okay, empty string is here. Okay. The first one has got 0 and the second one you are not able to see. It is an empty string. Okay. It is coming over here. Okay. So it is actually providing you whatever it is there in the left side. Okay. Just remember, this is clear or not? First you tell me that. The left character, if it is 0 or 1, it will be when you are using AND operator. If left character is 0 or empty string, then it will be providing you the left value. Remaining all the time, it will be providing the right side value. It is providing the right side. Something is there means it will provide right side. Something is there, it will provide the right side value. Okay. Something it is 0, then it will provide the left side value. Something is like empty string, it provides the L when you are using the AND operator. Is this clear or not? How it has come here is, you know the truth table, right? Where it is.
Table, right? XOR.
Uh-huh. You know it or not?
The
Truth table.
sort table, right? XOR, is that one?
Earlier true is equal to true false is equal to false, something like that. Huh?
Yep.
If you don't remember, don't worry. Okay. Let us see small example. I don't know where I kept my marker. Now I have to struggle. While I was going, I kept it here. I don't know whether it is here or not. Let me check, man. Okay. Somewhere I kept it. I forgot it now. Okay.
Yep.
Let
Sort
it be.
table, right? XOR table.
Yeah, I'll just show you. See, this is the true. Okay, and this is the false. Okay.
Raghav, so we are saying the gray
Oh,
screen.
sorry. Okay, I'll put it here only because I'm not able to find out when I went outside, right? I don't know where I kept the marker. Okay, this is the one. Huh? A is equal to B. If you take this, some truth table here only I'll put. Okay. True A first I'll take A. You have B. Okay. This is A. This is true. A is true. Okay. B is true. Okay. Now A and B. Okay. If when you can say a value is true or false means if it is like 0 or empty string, then it is false. Okay. Remaining all other teams, something like 100 you have, 10,000 you have, any value you have, or any string, single letter you have, multiple letters you have, those are all called as true. Okay. Just consider what is true and what is false. True means anything. Okay. False means either 0 or empty string. Okay. Now, A and B are true. Okay. Then what you will get it is like here AND operator if you say, okay, you will get something called as A and B, then you will get like both are true means like both are true means you will get true. Okay. A and B. True, A is true, B is false.
True.
One second. Okay. 1 into 0, what you will get? Output.
0.
Okay, that is,
False.
yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Should be
Okay.
true, right?
No. 0 into 1. 1 into 0. 1 into 0 or 0 into 1, what you will get?
0.
True and false. You have false, right? Always. If any one is empty string, you will get empty string, right?
Yep.
Correct, right? This is what we observed, right? There it went. If any one is empty string, you will get this thing. Okay. Okay. Let me show you.
So Raghav, like, basically what you are doing, right, is that the sort table or is
Multiplication.
it or different?
Yeah. Same thing. See if it is like this. Okay. What you got empty string? 0. If I have A is something 10. Okay. Into example. Okay. A into B. Okay. A into B. 10 into 0. What I'll get? 0. Correct, right? Either I have 0 here left side. Okay. Or right side. Okay. I get 0. If any one variable is empty string left side or right side, if I have the empty string. Okay. And the other value is anything, then I will get 0. You are multiplying with 0, what you will get return? You will get 0 only. Correct, right? Left side you can have 10,000 or right side you can have 10,000. If you are multiplying with 0, you will get 0 only. So, AND operation, just remember that, okay, true or false, both conditions should be true. Then only it will be true. Okay. False. 0 into 0, what you will get? What you will get? 0 into 0.
False.
False. Okay. Next. False, true. Okay. That
False.
one thing I forgot. One thing is also false, means everything is false. Okay. So this is like just basic to remember for us here to compare. Okay. This is the AND operator. Okay. Now you have something same way like OR operator. A,
Okay.
or P. Okay. If anyone, okay, for example, if you have 10 or 20, okay, when you are evaluating A, if it is true, then by default you consider it as true. What you are comparing means, boss, in any one of those two, like A and B, if some value is there other than 0 or empty string, you make my statement as, okay, whatever the value it is there existed. Okay, in the left side you give me that. Okay, now I'll show you. But result I'm just telling whether valid statements or not. It doesn't return true or false. This one I'm just telling whether the statements are valid or not. Okay, for that reason these are not for getting the value here. This will return the values but not the true and false. But for you to understand, I'm just giving you this comparison. Okay, how you are coming to evaluating whether some condition is really valid or not. These conditions, based on that, if it is true means which value it will provide. That is also important. That's why I said, okay, if I have both 10 and 20, okay, 10 and 20, I have both are valid only, like true and true only. Correct, right? True and true. Both are trues only. Okay, but I will get true only. But which true I will get? That is the important point you have to just remember. That is the only thing you have to remember. If you are evaluating, okay, if A evaluates to false means 0, okay, just remember, if A is evaluates to 0, that time only you will get 0. Remaining all the time, whatever the right side you have, right side, that you will get. Okay, and let me show you. Okay, this one. So now you'll change it. 10 and okay, left side I'll keep it as 20 and right side I'll keep it as 10. Now let us see. Because for evaluation first it did this and then it moved and it has got this value at the end, so that it is providing. Okay, first it evaluates whether this is true or not. Okay, yeah, this is a true value. Okay, means something, some value is there. Then I'll go here. Then I'll evaluate. This is true or not? Yes, it is true. Then I don't have any issues. I'll put the same value, whatever I have seen at the right side. So remember, AND will always return. Okay, if both values are true, right side value, Y value will be returned. Y value will be returned. This is X, this is Y. If both are true, then I'll get Y value. Is this clear or not? Right side value I will get. Even though if I have 10,000, I'm not comparing here. I'm not comparing here. Okay. Okay, H, only single letter. I have something here and I'm comparing. This is true. And I have some value here. This is also true. And I'm comparing in between both of them as part whether some content is there or not. Yes, I have compared true and true. Okay. Now I have to return some value. I'll return the y value. All the time I'll be return and value. When I execute, I'll return y value. See, y value only return. This is x, this is y. I will return y value if both are having something. Only the reason if I have some values and this is like empty string, okay, then I'll return the empty string by default. Is this clear or not, guys?
Yeah.
It's clear.
Clear, everyone? Most of you guys are silent, means whether you don't understood or you want me to repeat it. I'm happy to repeat it.
Clear, Raghav.
Clear, right? Okay, let me just, I have in one more batch. They are pinging me. Yeah. Uh, yes. Okay. Okay. So same way we have OR operator. Okay. Which one will it return? If anyone is failed, no issues. Okay. But both are failed, then it is having some issue. Okay. But if any one of those two, okay, if the first statement what we encounter true, right, that will be displayed. Whichever the first thing which you encounter true, that it will be displayed. Where it is, browser. Yeah, it is here. Okay. A is equal to 10, some value. B is equal to some empty string. Okay. C is equal to some string. Okay. C. Okay. Now R what do you say? Um, Logical operator we'll use. We have used and we have come to know about how it, guys, you have to practice this. Until unless you won't practice, you won't get the clarity, because I will be explaining to you now, but next minute you will be forgetting it. So just remember this. At least you interview to a point, they try to confuse you. So few important comparisons how you can conclude. I have given it to you, right? So at least for that reason, today you try to practice them. Okay. So A is equal to, what I'll do is I'll put it as A or B. Okay. A is what? True or false? You tell me that.
True.
B is
False.
false. In any one among these two, okay, in any one among these two, whichever the condition, like if I have A and B, okay, the first condition I have encountered is 10, which is true. It will display it. Okay. Same way, I'll make it as B here and A here. You just see. Did it change its perspective? Whichever the first two condition I experience, right, in that expression, okay, that thing I will be returning as the result. Whichever the true condition I experience earlier and whichever the false condition I experience. Okay, if there is any false is there, whichever the false condition I experience, I'll return that. First false condition, whichever I experience, I'll return it, and whichever the true I experience, that particular value I'll be returning in R. Okay, I have B is equal to empty string, which is false. Okay, false means I'll check next what is there. Okay, I have 10. Oh, I'm expecting a true value. So I got it. I'll be returning that. Okay, now I have R, C. Okay, now you see this. Oh God. A, B, C. Okay. The first whichever you have experienced, that only you will get it here. Okay. As I said, you won't get anything. Even if you have like compare it with C, and if you have here A, okay, C is what? The first experienced true condition. Correct, right? Now you see, you will get H. First experienced true condition you will be displaying as or as a result of this particular expression. First experience, because OR operator, okay, what it requires is if any one condition like true, true, what it will return? True only. Correct, right? True, false, what it will return? OR operator. Any one.
True.
Yeah. Next. False, false. Both are
False.
false. So false only. Any one true. This is true. Okay. Robin, you are following, right?
Yep, yes, Raghav. Yep.
Okay. Now, any questions you have, just let me know.
I don't know. I'm good. Like, so I got confused between the XOR and SAND. That's why. Yeah, now I'm good.
No, that and all. Yeah. Now it is just what you have to remember is AND conditions when you get, there will be two types. One is with content. Another one is both, any one among them will be without content. And the third one is both will have the empty content. Just remember, for AND it comes what? If both are having 10 and 20. Example I am giving. Okay. So AND operator, if the first condition it will check. First one is 10, means some value is there. So I'll go to the right side one. Okay. So that is 20. Okay. So this is also true. So the last true condition, whichever it is there, that value I'll be putting in the result. Okay. That is what that will be returned. That 20 I'll be able to see. If I have left side empty string, okay, and right side is 20. Okay. As soon as when you find is at least 0 or empty string, okay, then you have to return it immediately as false. You need not to go to the next, because AND operator, if something one gets failed, everything is getting failed. So whatever the failed condition, whether it can be left side, whatever it is, single quote, or if it can be a 0, that you will be getting returned. Okay, that is the AND operator. Okay, it can be a chance like both might be having like 0 or double quote. Like left side you have single quotes like this. Okay, and yeah, left side you might be having single quotes like this, or right side might be having the first encountered itself, it is a false. So I'll be getting the, oh, this is R. Sorry, I am talking about AND. Okay, so the first thing is itself, it is false. So that thing only I'll put it. I don't go to the next statement itself, because I'm looking for any false conditions over here. If everything is true, then only I'll be returning. Like if I have 10 and 20, till here I got all true. This one and this one and this one. Okay. Say for example 30. Okay. And I have something like hello. Okay. Now first I'll check this. It is a true. Then I'll go. I have to identify till I find a failed condition. Then I'll come here. Did I get any failed condition? No. Did I get any failed condition? No. Did I get any failed condition? No. So I haven't got any failed condition. The Y value, which is extreme right side value, I'll be giving it as a result. Okay. In case if I found there is some empty string at the end, okay, then if like thoda sa दाग पूरा क्या बोलते हैं उसका दूध में, or some dust in that, okay, it will spoil, okay, entire thing. So it's spoiled, entire thing. You got the return of the first, sorry, the first encountered this thing, whatever it is. Okay, even if it is like somewhere here in between, okay, as 0. Okay, now you see Now I identified, okay, I'll remove this. Okay. Now identified at here itself. Okay. Now the first one is 0. So I'll just run it. So why I got, okay. So this one, okay. The first encountered only this is. Remember that particular expression. Okay. First I'll be looking for AND operator. I'll be looking for false. False only I'll be looking. Okay. OR operator in the same way I'll be looking for the trues. True. First value itself true. Okay. Then what I'll get? I'll get 10 as a return in OR condition. If I change it to OR, I'll be looking whichever the first OR it is available for me. I'll be displaying it on the screen. Guys, everyone, it is clear?
Yeah, Raghav.
No problem, right?
Yeah.
Logical operator.
Yes.
Okay. I
Yes,
don't
Prof.
want you guys to get stuck somewhere, but I request you guys to practice it. Just a 15 minutes is enough for you. Okay. And not operator. Okay. Say, for example, if you have, say, something 0, what is meant by not? It does not belongs to. Okay. Which is not like, now what I'll give is not 0 I'll give. Okay. 0 is false or not? First you tell me that. 0 is false or not? Correct, right? 0 is false, right?
Yes.
Guys? Okay. 0 or empty string is false. We know that. So not 0 means it is like negation of 0. Negation of false is what?
True.
Reverse of 0. True. Correct, right? Here in this case, it will return what? It is returning you the condition. Sorry, it is returning you the Boolean value. Just remember that. Okay. Only this is the difference in all AND and OR. It will return you the Boolean. Okay. You're just returning. Like if I have not 20, here you will also be returned with something like this. Some value. It is true. True opposite is false. So false you got. Only this one will return you instead of value, it will return Boolean. Remember that. Not logical operator will return you this thing. Okay. So next we have the Boolean operators. Okay. And bitwise operator and shift operators and assignment operators. Okay. So that we will be discussing tomorrow. Okay. So let's hope everything goes fine tomorrow. Then after that, we'll slowly get into the mathematical functions and everything. I'll try to wrap up tomorrow these operators. Okay. So some other portion, important portion will get over from our side. Okay. I think then we can directly go ahead. Yeah, that is okay. So you guys have any doubts today?
Raghav.
Anyone? No, right?
No, Raghav.
Yeah, you will be able to practice it right today. But I'll write it and give it to you today. If you don't practice it, if you don't watch, if you have any queries, you can watch the video. Today by evening, I'll try to upload it. Okay, and whoever is actually requesting me, I'm sharing to them. Teja, you didn't ask last week video.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Yeah, okay. Just this week, everybody please ping me so that who and all are asked, right? For them, I'll be sharing it. Just ping me personally so that I'll be. Fine. That's all for today. Let's hope tomorrow we'll try to catch up by 7:30 only. Today, as usual, because Friday some extended meetings and all other things were there. So usually I'll be little late. But tomorrow we'll make it by 7:30. What do you say, guys?
Okay, Raghav.
Yep, cool.
make sure everyone be available tomorrow. We'll be trying to finish as much as we can tomorrow. We have to go get into other aspects like flow controls and all. Okay. Tomorrow I'll try to wrap up as early as possible the other operators and everything, and we'll get into the flow controls. Means the real like conditional statements, transfer statements, iterative statements, all those things. Okay, sure. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, guys. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow at
Thank you, Raghav.
7:30. Yeah,
Bye.
7:30 a.m. Okay. Yeah. Robin.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Raghav.
Yeah, Tej, everyone, who, like a few of you people who are going to join whatever we are having, the complete Splunk related things, right? So we'll be joining. Now I have some sort of Python class, one more class is there, the new batch. I'll be taking up that thing, and we'll be meeting at 8:30 p.m. Don't forget, maybe 8 or 8:30 in between that. Okay?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, fine then. Yeah,
Tomorrow class time, right, Raghav?
7:30 morning.
Okay.
Okay, fine then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye
Thank
everyone.
you.
Okay, other team, one more new team we have. Maybe they are already part of it. Okay, I've shared.
It's a new Python
Yes,
session.
yes, yes. This is a new batch. Okay. And for the videos, I would request all of you guys to just ping me personally. Okay.
Okay.
That's what I have told. Okay. Yeah. I think Lata, you are the new batch student, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then who else is there? New batch? Okay. Robin, Tej, you can leave.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
just stop.
thank
Lata,
you.
I'll just disconnect it and reconnect so that I can
Okay,
what do you
sir.
say, start video, this video recording.